Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the review of this Android phone by WickedLeak known as the Wammy Titan. I've already done the unboxing for this phone, so you can check out this video for more info. I also made another video regarding the camera performance. This phone has 8 megapixel rear facing camera. Also it has a front facing camera that's a 2 megapixel. I've made a video regarding that and also the gaming performance, so you can check that video for more info. In this I'll just talk about the phone, and this phone sports a massive screen. That's a 5.5 inch screen. To give you an idea how large the phone is, this is my Galaxy Nexus Android phone, and this sports a 4.65 inch, and just look at this phone. This phone is huge. So again, if you just look at the phone, it looks very similar to the Samsung Note 2, or you could say a larger size of Samsung S3. That was my first impressions regarding the phone. And the resolution provided by this phone is QHD. That's 960 by 540. Again, I would say the display is a decent quality, and also it runs the Android version 4.1. Let me show you the same now. Let's go here. And if we go to about the phone, you can see that it's running the Android version 4.1.1. That's Jellybean, so that's nice. The phone internal storage is a bit limited. Let me show you the same, but we can add a micro SD card to the same. I added an 8 GB SD card, and I would say if you're purchasing this phone, the first thing that you should do is add a micro SD card and change the preferred install location to the SD card. And again, now it's storing all the apps etc. on my SD card. So again, it supports the SD cards up to 32 GB, so storage will not be a problem. But if you don't put it into if you don't put a micro SD card, the internal storage is 503, and also it provides about 1.8 GB of other storage. But I would definitely recommend that you add a micro SD card to this phone and change the preferred install location to the SD card. So if you add a SD card, storage will not be an issue with this phone. Also, WickedLeak provided good sensors. It has an auto brightness sensor. As you can see, it's right now on auto brightness setting. And in my general testing, I have been testing this phone for almost a week now. The phone is pretty responsive. It sports a 1 GHz dual core processor, and also the good thing is that it comes with 1 GB of RAM. And before I get into details regarding RAM etc., let me give you a quick physical overview of the phone. On the top we'll have this 3.5mm headphone jack, a secondary microphone. The power on off button is over here. Again, chrome finish. And on the bottom we find the microphone and the micro USB slot that will be used for charging. And on this end we just have the volume rocker. And if we go here on the top, we have the other sensors like the camera. Again, I tested this camera with Skype video calls and it was great. And we also have a proximity sensor and the light sensor, as I told. And here is a nice earpiece grill, and I have to say the voice calls that I got with this phone were excellent. No issues regarding the same. And on the bottom, if you look, we have this 2 touch type capacitive buttons that glow. This is for the settings and this is for the back, and this is the home button. Again, I felt that the home button was a little bit hard to use, but after 3 or 4 days of usage, it became normal. Now I'm used to this. And if you hold the home button like this, you get this ICS style multitasking tray. Also, as I said, this rear facing camera is 8 megapixel with LED flash, and also WickedLeak provides these additional covers like this. This is a full cover. This back portion, you can remove this and put this, and if you put this, it will cover the entire phone like this. Also, WickedLeak provided this stylus. Again, it looks pretty cheap, but you can use this also to navigate the phone. For example, as you can see, we can open up apps like this and move around with the phone like this. I don't see the practicality of this stylus, but it is there if you want. And let me open the back cover now. You can pry it open, and as you can see, we can add 2 SIM cards. I did test this phone with 2 SIM cards, and I would say with 2 SIM cards, the battery it will last for around a day. But with the single SIM card, I was getting a battery life of almost 2 days. Again, the battery is a 2800 milliampere battery. As you can see, again, nothing, it just says Android. And we can also add a micro SD card here if you would like. Let me put back the battery, and this time we'll use this cover instead of the standard cover, and let's put it back and let's see how the phone looks. Again, in terms of build quality, I would say it's pretty decent. There's no creaking noise or anything like that. It fits nicely, and this is how the phone looks with the cover. It just says Android over here, and Let's start the phone now, and you get this Android style logo when it boots. Again, with the two SIM cards, one SIM card will be 3G and the second SIM card will be 2G. Again, in 1 week of my testing, I didn't face any network problems or call drops with this phone. So in terms of that, it's nice, no issues. And the touch responsive is also pretty nice. It's pretty responsive. And regarding the user interface, I would say it's very similar to the Samsung phones that we have seen. And as you can see, but there are a few additions with this one. And if we move this phone this way, it changes the orientation. So you can use it like I would say tablet or something like that. And this is the app tray. You can access this like this, and from widgets you have to click here and that opens your widgets. Also, you can use this gesture to get to all the 5 home screens that you have. Now, as I said, this phone does have 1 GB of RAM. I'll just make sure that no other application is running. Let's kill all the apps and let's fire up this Android system info. And as you can see, out of that 1 GB of RAM, we have a healthy 639 MB of RAM. So there is plenty of RAM available on the phone. And in my day-to-day testing, I didn't find the phone to be laggy or any lag issues with the same. So the phone was extremely fluid to use. Now coming to the benchmarks, again, first let me show you the Ninamart benchmark scores. Again, you can check out the gaming video that I made here. I won't get into details, but we got an average score of about 20.5 for the Ninamart, which is, again, I would say nothing bad, nothing. It's a mediocre score, and I could play a lot of games like Angry Birds, even Temple Run 2 ran fine, Dead Zone ran fine, even Dead Trigger ran fine, but very heavy games like this Alpha 7 simply did not run on this phone. So I would say it's decent for even for gaming, but if you're a very high-end gamer and want to run all the latest 3D games, then definitely this phone might not be for you. Also, it does support this quick toggle, so from here only you can quickly toggle between, let's say, your Wi-Fi, data connection, etc. So that's nice. One thing I found irritating is that it does have a LED notification LED over here, but it only works when you put the charger on the phone. Let me show you. And now if you notice, this red light is glowing, but it is only for the charger. When you charge the phone, it glows. When you, let's say, get a missed call or SMS or anything like that, it does not glow. Now, as we are connected to our Wi-Fi network, let's fire up the web browser. And I'm going to use the stock web browser. Let's go to our website, that's tech2buzz.com. That's there. And again, if you notice, it loads all these sites fairly quickly. And again, if you see, it loaded it pretty quickly. Also, let's try the pinch to zoom gesture now. And as you can see, that's also really smooth on this phone. It's fairly fast, and also it can play videos that are embedded within the web page. And let's open up the story. And now I'll quickly change the orientation. Again, as you can see, that is also pretty quick. And let's try to play back this video. And as you can see, it plays it back fairly quickly. Regarding the speakerphone, I would say it's decent enough, but it's not that loud. Let's also go to a little bit of a heavier side. Let's try news.com. It's going to the mobile version now. Let's see if I can force the desktop version. Now let's go. And as you can see, that also loads pretty fast. So in my general testing for a week, I found the web browsing to be really good on this phone. As you can see, the kinetic scrolling is also pretty good. So in terms of web browsing, it's really nice. Also, I did test it with the Chrome web browser. Let me show you the same. And this also worked fine. And if you're in India, this is an interesting site that I encountered that's known as traininquiry.com. And this can give you status of live trains that are running around and also the timetable. For the mobile, obviously, it goes to the mobile.traininquiry.com. For example, let me show you the same. Let's try a Hyderabad to, let's say, Delhi. and this will show you the trains that are currently running and actually where they are. And let's try this one, and this is not running, this is running, they're saying. Okay, and as you can see, it's showing the live status of this train. That's Hazrat Nizamuddin Dakshin Express, and last location it was Amla Junction, Betul it's going to come. So again, a very interesting site. And also again with Chrome web browser also I didn't face any problems. It was very responsive. So if you're going to use this phone for web browsing, it's great. Again, as you have noticed, even the typing on the phone is really easy because of the wide keyboard that we get. As you can see, it's pretty wide and it's easy to type. So in web browsing, this phone gets thumbs up, no issues. In terms of media playback, the performance was really good. Let me go to the gallery. I have some videos that are loaded, and we get this. Let me show you. This WickedLeak has also installed this Mobi Player app, and you can play videos with that. I also installed this MX Player, but let me first show you this Mobi Player. And it starts playing the video, but if you press this home key and just leave it, it plays the video like here, and you can move it around. It's kind of this functionality that you have seen this player, and it's fairly responsive, I would say. And let me get out of this one, and let's play it back via this MX player that I have. And I'm going to start over again, and this is a 720p video clip, and I'll change it from hardware decoding to software decoding for smooth playback because the GPU on this phone is not that powerful. It's the PowerVR SGX 531. And again, as you see, it plays this video again without any issues. Also, coming to the screen, it's fairly good, but the viewing angles are not the best. If you tilt it too much, it will fade. But again, considering the price point and the 5.5 inch screen, I would say it's a decent screen, and you'll enjoy movies etc. on this phone. And this is again a 1080p clip, and let's try if it plays it back. Again, I have to change it to software decoding, and if you can see, it does play it back. Again, I would say it's not silky smooth because it's skipping a few frames, but the fact is that this phone can play back 1080p content, and that's great. So in terms of media playback, I didn't have any issues with this phone. Also, you do get this YouTube player app, and again, as it supports the Android market, you can download whatever apps you want. For example, let me switch on this Play Store, and from here you can download whatever apps you would like. And these are the quadrant score, and as you can see, we got a score of 2862, which is a decent score for a 1 GHz dual core Android phone. Let me tell you the breakup. The total is 2862. Out of that, the CPU got a score of 4656, memory is 3058, IO is 4440, 2D is 295, and 3D is 1860. So that's for the quadrant scores. But I want to show you one more thing. And the CPU, as you can see, it's a dual core one and clocked at 1 GHz, and it's running on the MediaTek chipset, that's MT6577. Moving to the sensors, here I have a problem because it has just a limited amount of sensors. It does not have like compass or gravity sensor, so I would say apps like compass etc. will simply not run properly on this phone. Now moving to the camera, I did test it with Skype for video calling, and also if you see the dialer, it does support 3G video calling, but I didn't test the same. But with Skype video calls, the quality was great and the experience was good. Moving to the rear facing camera, it's an 8 megapixel shooter with LED flash. Again, I would say outdoors it does a decent job, but indoors and in low lighting conditions, the photos come out to be a little bit grainy. Again, I did a in-depth review regarding the camera performance and gaming performance, so you can check out that video for more info. Also, let me show you the multi-touch points, and that's also pretty good. And this is the multi-touch sensor, and as you can see, it's tracking up to 5 fingers, so that's nice. Let me also show you the messaging app. Again, it's the standard messaging app that we have seen in other Android phones. We do get this predictive text over here like this, and we can also move in this orientation and the keyboard moves, but you won't need to do that because it's very comfortable to type because the phone is pretty wide. So Before I conclude my review, let me show you the dialer. This is the dialer, and again, as you can see, we can make normal calls. And let me show you the speaker quality. Let me put it on speaker. Again, as you can see, the speakerphone quality, as I said, is not adequately loud, and at max volume it cracks a little bit. I would definitely say it could have been a bit louder. So what do I feel about this WickedLeak Wammy Titan Android phone? It's a decent Android phone, I would say, and particularly it will be useful for people who are looking for a very large size Android phone. And this sports a 5.5 inch screen, and as you can see, it's a huge phone. In my general day-to-day testing, the phone was pretty responsive. I didn't face any lags or anything like that. And also, as this phone has 1 GB of RAM, you can easily multitask a lot. Actually, I killed a lot of apps, but as you can see, still there are tons and tons of apps running on the phone, and the phone is really responsive. So in terms of that, it's a really good phone. I would say the 8 megapixel camera is just average. Apart from that, I don't have any issues with the phone. It's a decent Android phone by WickedLeak, and if you want to purchase this phone, you can go to the website, that's wickedleak.org. I hope you found this video review helpful. That's it for now. This is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and I hope to see you in my next video.